Hello. Welcome back to Are You Ready for Your Inspection? Can you believe it is September already? Oh my goodness, I have no idea where that time goes. And if you're listening to this, you will be, or some of you will be getting ready to come and visit us on our Exploring the Power of Play EPOP. So I'm hoping you've had a really good summer. I'm hoping that you're refreshed. I'm hoping that if you are coming, you have a blooming good time. I am recording this and we're recording it so that some of it can go onto YouTube, because now we have a YouTube channel. So if you're watching this, welcome to YouTube. I have a brand new mic, which is huge because where we are based has massive ceilings, so I was realizing that it was extremely echoey. So I am hoping that this works, okay, and it doesn't have so much echo as what it is normally is happening. Anyway, welcome back to Are You Ready for Your Inspection? I'm looking out at the weather today and it is not raining, so that is a really good sign. We're all getting ready for Exploring the Power of Play festival, EPOP as it's so renowned for, and that is going to be in our field, or our landlord's field, so I'm really excited to have that. I've got my cup of coffee, I am ready to go. So what I am hoping is that you will, if you're listening to this podcast, whether you're on the bus, hello Stephen, if you're listening on the bus, in the car, you just a reminder that these podcasts are short and sweet. The reason short and sweet is because we don't have time to listen to lots of podcasts. I absolutely adore podcasts. I am an avid podcast listener, especially when I am traveling around to lots of settings all over the UK. So sometimes as far as Manchester, and when we do those, it's about 4.5 hours, so I can listen to so many podcasts. I don't listen to my own. I have listened to one of mine which made me look at it and cringe, because if you're listening to it, I have a real Hampshire tone to my voice. Not sure I like it, but you know, that's me, that's who I am. Keep it real, Vanessa, keep it real. So this podcast then is to help empower you guys, practitioners, with the knowledge and the tools to ensure that children receive the best start in life. And today's episode is all about supervisions. This is a bone of contention. So many things that I see when we go out to our inspections is that supervisions are as frequent as you like. It doesn't say in the statutory framework how often that you need to do supervisions, but they need to actually lead to best practice. They need to raise and add impact and raise the quality, and they need to have impact basically. So if you're doing supervisions every 6 weeks and you're using that as a tick box exercise, then actually think about what's the purpose of it, because there's nothing in the statutory framework that states that you need to do it every 6 weeks. Okay, I'm just going to have a little sip of my coffee here. It's very early in the morning here, because that's the best time when nobody can disturb me. So bear with me, caller. Anyway, let's go back to supervisions. So supervisions there is no defined a length of time on how long those supervisions need to be. Okay, there's no length of time, but they need to be done, and they need to be sure that they are smart. So we're going to talk about what smart means and how you can ensure you can put that and add that into your supervisions that you do with your staff. So what do supervisions mean? So supervisions means planned, regular, structured sessions. Ideally, they need to be recorded. And the reason they need to be recorded is because you need proof. And, you know, there's always a way that you have staff members, or you've got issues with staff members and they say that they haven't had any supervisions. Well, actually, if you've got proof because you've written them down and it's been signed, they haven't got a leg to stand on. Okay, but it's really important that you have that engaging, that open dialogue between yourself and your staff, and about professional development. That's what it's all about. So really important to be reflective. Oh my God, that word again. Love that word, just saying. And it offers a safe space basically to where practitioners can discuss their practice, identify the needs that work, identify what works and the needs that needs to be improved on, areas to be improved on. And it's a really key professional growth and enhancing the quality of care provided to children. It's fact, okay? Safeguarding is integral part of safeguarding children. Platforms to discuss any concerns. However, you should have raised those concerns before, but if you've got any niggles, bring them up so that you can ensure that they are being documented. Remember, the ultimate goal is to provide a safe and nurturing environment for all children that you work with to help them grow and develop. That's what it is. But supervisions is also to help you grow and develop, and we forget that. I made a decision with the team growing as quickly as it is, which is amazing, and I adore the team. Don't get me wrong, I adore the team. I made a decision that we are going to be every 2 months, and I know it probably doesn't sound much, that we're going to have a morning of training where everybody can go and decide that they go and do some training that they've not done before, that actually adds impact to our business at Jigsaw, and bring back to the rest of the group in the afternoon to actually share what they've learnt and what we can do with it. Because I absolutely love learning. I absolutely adore training, and if it gives me fire in my belly, I think you can see this if you're watching this on YouTube. There's a sign behind me. If you're not, you're listening to podcasts, there's a sign behind me saying fire in your belly, and you'll know that I say this quite often, okay? But the other thing is supervisions. They foster communication and feedback between practitioners and managers, and this is crucial to building a supportive and effective team. Really, really crucial. Okay, so we need to be making sure supervisions are SMART. Okay, and for those that are unfamiliar with that acronym, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, those are the key ones. I would say the time bound one is the one that often gets missed, the T at the end. So specific means that the target, so after you've done your supervisions, you need to set targets, and they need to be SMART. You need to use that, so every time you go and do another supervision, you go back to your SMART targets from the last supervision and look at them and evaluate and see whether you have achieved them or your practitioners have achieved them. So specific means that targets should be clear, directly related to the role of the practitioner. For example, rather than setting a broad target like improve story time. I'm just going to give that as an example. You can use more varied expressions like during story time. So to use more expressions and voices during story time to enhance engagement of children. That's what specific means. So it's almost like when you do an observation and it says Jack can kick a ball. That's not really specific. We need to know more. We need to be really specific, okay? Next, we have measurable. Measurable, a good target needs to be quantifiable to assess progress, okay? It needs to, in our previous example about measuring, we could measure this by monitoring the level of children's engagement during story time. So that's how that's measurable, okay? So we've got the specific and we've got the measurable, and we're talking about something around story time. You've observed a staff member, you've done a peer-on-peer observation, you've observed a story time, storytelling, and realised that there needs to be a little bit more work. That is what measurable means. Achievable targets ensure that the goal is actually within reach. You've got the resources, you've got the knowledge, you've got the time. Because if you set unattainable goals, that can lead to demotivation and frustration. So it needs to be realistic, those achievable, okay? So relevant targets align with broader aims of your setting and your role, and if a target doesn't contribute to those aims, it might need to be reassessed. So you need to be open to reassessing those targets, because if they're not smart, there's no point, there's no impact. Okay, so finally, smart targets need to be time bound. Deadlines give a sense of urgency and priority and prompt action. That's what it's all about. And they can give a time frame to work and provide milestones. So I always set myself, when I'm recording podcasts or if I'm doing training or videos, I put in my diary and set targets. That's what I do. And I make sure that they are time bound. Okay. So you need to be making sure that you're reviewing all of those targets every session. So you go back to the previous one to look at it, to make sure that you're measuring that progress, providing constructive feedback and discussing any challenges. If it hasn't been done, why hasn't it been done? And you need to be ensuring that you help them achieve that goal, because otherwise when they go to do the supervisions, there is nothing there. Okay. You need to be making sure that the importance is smart. Remember, effective, supervisions are the cornerstone of quality practice, and that's what we're all about. They need to empower practitioners to deliver the best outcomes for children. So I'm hoping that has given you an insight about what smart targets and smart supervisions mean. If you need any further help, please contact us on info@jigsaweyc.com. Do me a favour this week. Go and check your supervisions and see when was the last time. Make sure they're signed as well. Signed, dated, smart. All of those things need to be checked, because your Ofsted inspector will go and do that. So make sure that you have all of those things up to date, and you keep aiming for those smart targets and continue. I really want you to continue to do the work that you do, because it's incredible. I adore early years, absolutely adore it. And there are some amazing settings out there and absolutely fantastic practitioners. Let's enhance them. Let's help them grow. Let's give them fire in their belly. Until next week, my lovely peeps, I will see you really, really soon. And thank you so much. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're watching or listening this on a podcast, please download it, save it so you get news of them, and they're released every Monday. I will see you really soon. I now need to go and get ready for the final stages of #JigsawEPOP, and I will see you really, really soon. Take good care.